Times Square at BB King's, and we're going to be talking to Gary U.S. Bonds. Let's go check it out.
Gary U.S. Bonds, and you're listening to Pavlina's Kidz Place.
Hey everyone, it's Pavlina from Pavlina's Kidz Place, and I'm here in Times Square at BB King's, and I'm here to celebrate the birthday of Gary U.S. Bonds. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, you know.
Happy birthday.
For 21-year-old, I think I can make it.
Yes, you're looking great, you know. You're really it's all good. So happy birthday. I know your birthday was last week, but you know, we're celebrating it for a week, so it's okay.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's the way I like to do it all month.
Oh yeah, the whole month?
Yeah.
Just the whole month of June is
That's my birthday.
Yeah. I was talking with Al Jarreau back in Florida. That's where I live and everything. And, you know, he's been performing for 50 to 60 years and, you know, always have loved it and everything. Yeah. And so have you. Everyone always has their highs and lows and stuff. So what has been some of the best and worst moments during your career?
Oh, there have been a lot of great moments in my career, you know. First of all, coming out back in the early 60s and doing those records and having to come out and work with some of my idols at the time, you know, which was Chuck Berry and Bo Diddley and Clyde McPhatter and the Drifters and the Coasters and Laverne Baker and Etta James, and you know, I worked with a lot of the greats, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah. Unfortunately, most of them are gone now, so I'm it. I can only get to talk about them now. We don't get to meet that much anymore, thank goodness. But yeah, those are a lot of times just going out on the road with them and being young and having a great time.
I always ask the impossible question, when I interviewed Pete Seeger or Arlo Guthrie, what was one of your wow moments? That is just what? So.
Well, I tell you, I was in California, but this is, oh God, this had to be at least 15 years ago, and and my birthday was June 6th. And I was in California, and we were doing, I forgot the name of the event, but there was, Bruce Springsteen was on there, Stevie Wonder was on there, Mavis Staples was on there. Everybody was on this tour, this one night there. And it was almost 1 million people in the audience. It was outdoors, of course.
Oh my God!
And Bruce got everybody to sing "Happy Birthday" to me. Now, I don't know if you've ever had "Happy Birthday" sung to you by 1 million people, but that was a wild moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's very cool. I know a lot of people out here, I've already heard them talking and everything. They love you, so that's pretty exciting. So.
Oh yeah, that was a wonderful thing, you know, and Bruce got to sing lead on it.
Yeah. During the 1960s, you know, you had amazing songs like New Orleans, A Quarter to Three. So what was it like, you know, touring and performing and coming up with those songs?
Oh, that was good. It was a lot of fun, you know, and then I was touring. I didn't have a band then. I used to go out with Daddy G, who was a sax player, and I had a drummer. Now I traveled with a drummer and a sax player. Sounds weird, but it worked, you know. Yeah. And Melvin Glover and Daddy G, and we just most of the time me and Daddy G would write all the songs while we were on the road, and so that was fun. Definitely. When we didn't have anything else to do on the bus or in the hotel, you know. Yeah. And yeah, it was great. And we were stupid, so we made a lot of stupid songs. That were fun songs that sold a lot of records. You've
had a lot of special touring moments, you know, with the Beatles and everything. Tell me about those.
Well, actually, it wasn't with the Beatles. Okay. They were just a band that was a band at the time. They weren't the Beatles then.
Yeah, it was before that.
I don't even know if they had a name at that time, you know. And they were just a band that was backing us up. It was me. Gene McDaniels was the other artist, and Johnny Burnett was the other artist. And we were first time in England and touring with them. And they were the backup band, you know, and they were awful. But we fired them after the first week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got rid of they stunk. So we had another band, and they were even worse.
Really?
So we had to go back and get the stinky guys again.
That's great. So like it was all of like the members of the Beatles, but they just weren't as good? Or?
To be honest with it, they told me, I didn't know what they were. But when I got back, about a year and a half later, my management told me, says, those guys you worked with over there, that was the backup band, were the Beatles, and they're coming out with a record soon. That was before they had their first hit.
Yeah.
And I went, okay, so I had to take their word from that I was a Beatle. I didn't know it was John Lennon or McCartney, or I didn't know who it was.
Yes.
All I know was those guys in the band that suck.
Those guys, like, yeah.
But they, if they were the Beatles, they rehearsed a lot and made out pretty good.
Yes.
Yes, they did.
Your music has influenced a lot of, future artists like John Lennon and everyone. So, Bruce Springsteen's everyone. So what has been like one of the coolest things, like as a musician, to influence other musicians?
Well, I mean, just to go out, because nobody does my songs for some reason, except Springsteen.
Yeah, that's true.
I've never heard anybody else do a quarter to three. I've heard New Orleans before, but not quarter to three or School Is Out or anything like that. So it was great to hear, and I think the first time I saw it was in the Capitol Theater. I went to, Bruce had invited me to come see him, and we did quarter to three on stage, and that's the first time I'd heard anybody else do it, and it was fun. Then I went to see him again, and he just did it with the band, with the East Street Band, and so I thought that was pretty cool,
Definitely.
He did a good job. Not as good as me, but he did a good job.
Yeah, he was like, like whatever. He was like in the 1960s, politically was, a difficult time. What was your role during that time? And
well, I lived down in Virginia during those days, so we had, it was a lot of problems down there for black folks down in that area. And I did a lot of marches down there in Virginia, Washington, and all that, And it was kind of tough, and even when we went on the road, I had to go on the road with Dick Clark, and most of the guys that I worked with on the road they were all white acts, like the Bobby Rydells, the Fabians, and all that. So when we got into certain areas, they had hotel rooms and I didn't.
oh wow.
So but I didn't steal on the bus because they were good. I mean, I remember going, just waiting until they all went in and signed in, and I'd sit in the bus till the bus goes to the back. And then Bobby or Fabian, one of them, would open the door in the back, and I'd come in, they'd already have a room for me,
Wow, yeah,
So I snuck in. Now, the great thing about that was when I got in the room, and I'm just sitting there, now I can't go out. So I had Bobby and Fabian and all them doing my bidding. I'll have a steak medium rare, please. Could you bring it?
Oh, that's so fun. Oh yeah, just go fetch me.
Yeah, go fetch me this, And that was great, but and I didn't have to tip them.
Yeah, it's just something they kind of had to do, That's very cool. Well, thank you so much, and I hope you have a good birthday celebration concert.
Well, thank you so much, my love.
Hey, hey.